Wow, a polar bear. I guess it's about climate change now, because every time I see a polar bear, it's about climate change. This is so boring. Oh, another polar bear. This one makes me feel sad. I don't know how you feel about this, but those pictures makes me really feel uncomfortable. Actually, I don't want to feel bad because I don't want to live life. I want to be happy. You know what? I will ignore them. Oh, much better. Grumpy cat. You know, most of us ignore bad pictures and ugly future scenarios. And that's good so. That's fine, because it's crucial. Our brain has a really great ability to separate what we know from what we believe. This helps us to survive facing bad situations and painful future scenarios like war, like illness, or like global warming. There is a great book. It's called Don't Even Think About It. George Marshall is a really experienced climate change communicator. And he explains in this book that actually our brain is wired to ignore climate change because it is our firewall, it is our protection. Are you understanding our situation here on the planet? We know global warming is happening. We know we're going to be a species in danger. But we don't want to believe it because it's going to overwhelm us. It's just too painful. It's a fatal situation, and we need a new climate visuals. We need a new approach to save us, ourselves. My name is Tatiana, and once I used to be a Power Ranger in the 90s, Power Rangers. When I was 9, I was Trini, the yellow Power Ranger, because Kimberly, the pink one, was just too girly. It's not my kind, but it's another story. And with my Power Ranger friends, we had a great time saving the world every single day. From aliens, from monsters, even at the weekends, we were saving the world and mankind. And then, when I was 12, something appeared. The Backstreet Boys. Who needs to save mankind if you have the Backstreet Boys? And then there was this interview with Justin Timberlake where he just said that Britney is not a virgin anymore. What? She was lying all the time? When I was a teenager, I totally forgot that I used to save mankind and the planet. It was like business as usual for me. I think that you all can understand the circumstances at this age. Maybe not with the Backstreet Boys, but maybe with Christina Aguilera. So, when I was 21, again something happened that really impacted me. Al Gore came and told me an inconvenient truth. Not only me, but the whole world knew about global warming. I decided to revival Trini, to become a Power Ranger again, to save mankind and stop global warming. Easy for me. I was used to save mankind when I was a child. So I started to study environmental impact assessment. I worked for a project developer for renewable energy. My team developed wind parks in Latin America. I worked as an expert in environmental issues in the finance sector. I was a mentor for children in the educational sector. And I tell you, everywhere it was the same. A lot of really nice people, inspirational people trying to make a change, trying to save the world. It was so nice. We shared everything, visions, ideas, parties, until this night. I remember I was in a bar drinking a gin tonic, talking to strangers, of course about global warming and the energy transition here in Germany, German Energiewende, because it was so interesting, come on. And I was talking to them about the frameworks and the policies and the difference between Costa Rica and Germany, and they were like bored. Why I am losing them? It's really interesting. I was used to talk about this in my little bubble, and everyone was excited. And then the guy told me, hey, come on, is it even really proof that global warming is happening? And me like, what? Are you kidding me? I was shocked. I was really shocked, but not about me. I was shocked about him. No, I was really shocked about me because I realized that for years I assumed that it's so clear that we have to act, we have to change our lifestyles, that it's like dumb buying an SUV just for going from Aldi to the Sparkasse, yeah? Just for shopping. I realized I was trapped in a social bubble, and in a really little one. You start to impact if you go outside, if you talk to the people. They don't think the same as you do. So I decided to step out of my cozy bubble and leave my comfort zone. I started to work in a public administration for a little municipality as a public climate action manager. Nobody understood me. Even, I think most of them even didn't like me. It was perfect. That was what I was searching for. Totally excited, I started to plan my first event, an information event on energy savings and energy financing of houses and for homeowners. I planned it really perfect. I had a lot of experts talking about this stuff. I even had a little fair with locals which knew how to change heat systems. Even the mayor was there, and we invited everyone. In my idealism, working out of the bubble, I thought, yes, it's going to be a success. And I was waiting this way for people coming. Guess how many people came? No one, zero. It was a completely fail. I was so upset and I was really angry. In my anger, I thought, okay, you don't want to come to me? I will come to you then. And this is what I did. Reading the local paper, I saw an advert, an invitation, and I said, okay. 2 weeks later, I found myself in a bus with 50 people, old people, best agers, homeowners, between 75 and 80 years old, who expected a nice trip to the Museum of Senckenberg. Trapped. I took my chance, took the mic and said, hi, I am Tatiana, and I'm going to talk about energy efficiency in your homes. And they were like, heck, really, I just want to eat my cookies and drink my juice. Okay, I realized and I noticed that I'm losing them again. So I decided just to invite them to talk with me about biodiversity later in the afternoon in the museum. And about my experience in tropical rainforests in Kenya and in Latin America. Later then, didn't expect anything because I learned from the last experience. But then I was talking to 20, 25 old people about their childhood, about their families, about what they love and what they like, about who died last week and who is going maybe to die next one. I learned that they love to talk about their childhood, about wildflowers, about butterflies, and about bees. I learned how to bridge their firewall, their inside immune system, with nostalgia. This was in October. In spring, I started a campaign to be or not to be. Butterflies and bees, sachets of seeds with white flowers. I started to go on the street, festivals, coffees, daily market. Hey, do you want a sachet with seeds? You can grow your wildflowers. Oh, that's so nice. Who are you? I am Tatiana, and I am your climate action manager. What? Never heard of you. What's your job? Oh, good question. Normally, I give information about energy savings in homes. What happened was that the demand for one-to-one consultations on energy efficiency and energy savings and financing for private households increased. I bridged their firewall. Imagine you get an invitation to a party. Hi, you don't know me. I'm your logo. I'm inviting you to a party. It's about stop eating meat. Because, you know what? Biodiversity and human beings and global warming is happening because of you. It's going to be a great fun in my party because there are no giveaways, just a big to-do list what you have to change in your lifestyle. So we can stop global warming. Sincerely, your logo. Would you like to go to such a party? Not me, and because I love meat. No? Not only because of this. Okay, now imagine you are in a party of a good friend, of a colleague, and you meet a person. Let's say her name is Andrea. You have a great conversation with her about the world, politics, whatever. And then, after this party, you say, wow, this was a nice person. Maybe now that I'm giving my own party, I will invite her. And you invite Andrea. Then she arrives at your party and say, hey, look, I have something for you, chocolate cupcakes. Because you told me last time while we were talking with each other that you love chocolate. That's really kind of you because something listened to the things that you like. And then these chocolate cupcakes, they're really nice. And you ask her, wow, what's the secret of your chocolate cupcakes? And she says, actually, it's the chocolate. It's fair trade and it's ecologically grown. Wow, okay, interesting, didn't know. It was a nice experience with her. Next time you're invited to Andrea's party, you receive an invitation. Hi, here's Andrea, you remember? I was the one with the chocolate cupcakes. I wanted to invite you to an event. It's about global warming. Maybe it's going to be a serious stuff. Maybe it's going to be a hard topic, but you know, these chocolate cupcakes, they are linked directly to my party, and I thought maybe it's interesting for you too. Do you want to join me? It would be great. I would join this party, and not the first one, because it's personal, and because this person thought about the information I gave her while she was listening to me. The first part is this sort of classic campaigns, like, please stop eating meat, like, why are you driving your SUV? The second party, and it's not a party, it's a process. It's a process from listening over social engagement until breaking the firewall because of this personal experience. This is what it was with the bees and the butterflies. I designed an emotional service for the people. Okay, maybe you think, wow, that sounds really like little by little and personal, and we need to make this big change now, so how can we achieve this? And I say to you, do you know there are over 500 local climate action managers out there? They know the people living out there. They know what they want to hear, and they know what they like to have in their parties. And there are over thousands of people working for NGOs who could start listening right now to design emotional services and to change the minds of the people out of the bubble. By the way, I'll tell you a little story because I thought my target group, like start active listening, are the NGO people and my colleagues. When I was talking to my husband some days ago about this ending of my talk today, he said, hey, but I'm also a climate action communicator. And me like, no, you're a police officer. No, that's not right. As long as you understand what's about global warming, you can start acting, listening, trying to change the mind. Because it's about every one of us. We are a swarm. We are a swarm with a lot of power. What we are talking about right now is stop global warming. It's nothing less than a cultural revolution because we have to completely change our lifestyles. And yes, change needs a lot of time, real change. And yes, real change needs a lot of patience. And change needs a lot of humans. But change starts always with active listening. Thank you.